Hi everyone, just going through question 3a and question 7 from today's work that was set. Sorry guys. Here is a speed time graph for a car journey. Speed time graph, that's important. The journey took 100 seconds, that makes sense because that's where it finished. Okay. The car travelled 1.75 kilometers in the 100 seconds. Work out the value of v, which is, looks like the top speed here, doesn't it? Well, I'm thinking to myself, what do I know about velocity or speed time graphs? I know that the acceleration is the gradient. Doesn't want the gradient though, does it? Because what I'm basically dealing with is a distance. I've got a distance, and I'm thinking to myself, well, they've given me a distance, and they're giving me that to help me work out v, basically. I know that the area underneath a speed time graph is the distance covered. So the area of each of these things is going to add to make 1.75 kilometers. My first thing I'm going to do though is, if I look, my speed is in meters per second, so I need to change this kilometers into meters. So there's 1,000 meters in a kilometer. This is the same as 1750 meters. Right, now coming back to what I said. So I have the area, the total area is going to be the area of this weird looking triangle that I've drawn. It's going to be the area of this rectangle that I've drawn. Again, not my greatest. Ooh. And finally, the area of this final triangle on the end. Right, hopefully I've got some values. I do. I know the width of this triangle is 20. And I know that the height of it is v. I know the width from 20 to 60 is going to be 40. And I know the height of it is v. I know the width of this from 60 to 100 is 40. And the height is v again. So let's work out the area of each of these. Base times perpendicular height, so 20 times v is going to give me 20v. Base times height divided by 2. Total area of that is going to be 10v. 40 times v is obviously just going to be 40v. And finally, 40 times v divided by 2. In fact, I won't put that multiplication in there. 40v, because 40 times v is 40v, divided by 2. It's going to give me 40 divided by 2 is 20v. So those are expressions for each of those shapes. So I know that the total of those will give me the total area. And I know for speed time graphs, the area underneath is the distance. Speed time graphs, the area underneath is the distance. Let's make my life more simple. Let's simplify. 10v add 40v add 20v is going to give me 60, 70v is equal to 1750 meters. Divide both sides by 70 is going to give me v equals, calculator. 1750 divided by 70 will give me a final answer of 25 meters per second. Okay, question 7. Now, if I have question 7, I might get the answer to this slightly wrong, yeah? And I'll explain why as I'm going through it. So, the distance time graph, distance time this time, whereas before it was a speed time graph, this time it's a distance time graph, shows the information about part of a journey. Use the graph to estimate the speed at a time of 5 seconds. I'm looking at it, it's a curve problem. whenever I draw a curve and I want and I need the speed at a particular point, I draw a tangent. So I'm going to get my straight line. I'm going to come up to 5 and I'm going to go here best I can, and that's why they'll give you a range on this. I don't think that's a particularly good tangent, that, guys. I'm just going to change it slightly. And this is why a tangent... Where is 5? Right, I'm going to start again. Sorry. Why don't I draw a dot where 5 is? 5 is here. Then I'll draw my tangent. So I'm going to draw out from here and from here. Sorry, even that tangent's not particularly good. Right. Then what I would do, that's a suitable tangent, is work out the gradient of that tangent. So I'll take AT divided by the time, so whatever this is here, AT, can you see, because that's how high that goes up. Then I'll divide by this length here, which is, what would that be, 3.48, take away 3.4. So I'll take this distance, whatever it is, and divide it by this distance. That will give me an estimate for the speed. The reason it's an estimate is because I'm drawing a tangent, and my tangent looks pretty rubbish, if I'm honest, so it's a bit fiddly doing it on here, but everyone's tangent's probably going to be slightly different, so they'll give you a range between the answers. You can check the mark scheme to double check what that is. Alright, thanks guys, bye.